My first ever Q&A to celebrate my 1000 follower on Instagram, 200 follower on TikTok, and 50 followers on YouTube. Yeah, my Instagram has nearly 25 more times than my YouTube, so please follow my other channels if you can. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Tell us about yourself and how you get your information plus your background. First of all, thank you for your kind words. As most of you guys know, my name is John Yang. I was born in Korea but raised in Hamilton, New Zealand for over 11 years and I'm currently 24 years old. Are you a journalist major? Thank you, but unfortunately I'm not. I was a cultural and media major at Yonsei University, but I recently graduated earlier this year. Are you a professional journalist? No, I'm not even sure if I can consider myself a journalist. I only summarize other people's articles and I just give my personal opinion. Would you like to be a newscaster in the future? I appreciate the compliment, but I don't think I would ever want to be a newscaster on TV. My dream job would be somebody who talks about the news but focuses more on personal opinion on radio or podcast. What are your hobbies? What do you do when you're not posting South Korean news? I usually just go to the gym or take a nap. I also like hanging out with friends over a drink at Hongdae, making stupid memories and meeting new friends. What inspired you to start this project? So I used to be a radio host for 3.5 years in New Zealand. Every week on the national radio I'll talk about an interesting news around the world, but I'd focus it more on my opinion. I loved it a lot, but I was always insecure about my face, which is why I stuck to radio. Until last year, where I was fortunate enough to become a regular weekly guest for 8 months at a radio station called TBS EFM. That viewable radio show was broadcasted onto YouTube, which is why I just naturally started getting used to being on camera. The confidence I gained from that show, along with what I used to do in New Zealand, just inspired me to start this. Do you have an assistant or something like that to help out with more growth? No, but my close friends give me feedback all the time and send me interesting news, so yeah, thanks guys. How do you decide which current event you talk about? I basically just pick news that I find interesting, so yeah, that's about it. What Korean food would your fans be? What New Zealand food? I thought about this for a while and I think it would have to be Ft.AJohn, also known as army-based stew, because it is a dish with so many different ingredients with so many different backgrounds, but at the end of the day it's just gonna be amazing. From the New Zealand food, yeah, I'm not too sure. How do you feel delivering the news this way versus any other format? How do you feel it will be more impactful than traditional media delivery? I like it because it targets the mass and it's easily digestible, but I do have to be extremely cautious at times because trying to focus on concise and short could be misleading at times. Traditional media like television news and news articles will always be in demand because some people just want the full news. Has covering Korean news have changed your view about Korean culture and society? If so, how? This is an amazing question and it definitely has changed my views a lot. If you live in Korea, you actually see a lot of protests. If you don't invest time into finding out what they are, you can easily go without knowing anything around you. Now that I'm a bit more aware, I find myself questioning a lot of the decisions the Korean government makes as well as how the Korean people react. For those of us who want to better know and understand the history of Korea, what books, blogs, social media accounts would you recommend? I actually have no idea, so I actually asked the professor of Korean studies at Seoul Women's University and Hanyang University, Dr. David Tizard. I'll leave the screenshot of what he says, so please feel free to pause the video. Thanks again to Dr. David Tizard. What is the beer's name? The beer actually doesn't have a name, so maybe in the future we could give it a name. It's actually a birthday gift I received from a big group of friends during my freshman year of university, but sadly I lost touch with all of them. And finally, tell us a random TMI. Well, I'm not actually wearing any pants. Out of all my videos, there are maybe 1 or 2 that have actually worn pants, but all of them are probably pantsless. Thank you all again for being one of the very first people to follow me on this journey. I hope you can all stick around for my 3,000, 5,000 and even 10,000 follower milestones. Thank you all again and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's newspaper.